Hey guys, Patrick here. Today we're going to be replacing the lower ball joints on this 90s CRV. The brand we're using is going to be Mevotech TTX. We're going to go through the entire process of how to replace it. I'll put the part number in the description below. Nice thing about this kit is it comes with an installation adapter for your ball joint press so that you'll have an easier time pushing the ball joint in. First up, we're just going to remove the wheel. Next, we're just going to remove the axle nut. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove all the cotter pins from all the ball joint connections. So we're going to have one in the upper, one for the tie rod, and then one for the lower ball joint. So I'll see you when I finish that. Next, I'm just going to remove the brake line bracket and the caliper so I can move the caliper out of the way. In my application I have ABS, so I'm just going to be taking up to two 10 mils holding in the ABS sensor. And then just the two brackets holding it to the knuckle. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Now we're going to remove the three nuts holding on the ball joints, so the upper, tie rod, and lower. The one on the bottom, don't take it all the way out, as we might need to use a ball joint separator. There should be plenty right there. I'm going to put this nut hand tight back on just to protect the threads of the ball joint. We're going to see if we can use this to pop it. Gonna put some tension on the ball joint with this. Alright, we can try whacking at it. Alright, and it came loose. So we'll just take the nut off the ball joint. Alright, there's one out of three. I'm gonna do the same process with the tie rod. Alright, now 2 out of 3 are done. The last one's probably gonna be the most stuck one. Next, we're just going to make sure the axle is not seized to the hub, so we're just going to give it a whack with a soft mallet. And as you can see, that went in just fine. By pushing the back, you can see it goes in and out just fine. So we're going to pull it out after we get the knuckle off the lower control arm. For now, let me take the brake pads off so I'm not going to go flying. There we go. in order to take this ball joint out, I had to get an adapter tool for my ball joint press. It's part of a kit. If you do not want to get this kit or can't get it, you can also use an air hammer or a hammer to just push the ball joint out. Just be careful not to hit your dust shield. We have everything together. I noticed the ball joint press is just a little too short to fit everything together with the appropriate tool. So just a little too short. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut the stud, and we're just gonna push it from the bottom of the ball joint. The boot off. I'm just gonna get a grinder, just cut it right at the base, so we'll have a nice base to push the ball joint out. Alright, now I cut the base of the ball joint. We're just going to take the tool, and the way it's going to work is the ball joint is just going to slip to the tool as we're pushing it out. So, like that. The adapter tool, like that. And then we'll see if we can do it like this. Yeah, I think it'll be better with the collar, just so it doesn't slip out. Alright. Okay, so now I got a platform for the knuckle, my whole assembly to kind of rest on so that the lugs aren't touching the ground. And what I'm doing is I'm just tightening it as much as I can. And then I'll take it out and I'll just hammer the bottom of the ball joint to see if it'll pop out any at all. I'll just keep doing that, and we'll see how far we get it out. Alright, and now it's out. Alright, so now we are ready to put the new ball joint in. Make sure you're pushing it down. There we go. Alright, now it's positioned so we can push it in. We have our little tool, adapter. The adapter fits into the top of the ball joint press. Just like that. I just loosen it up. And there it is. Now all we gotta do is put the snap ring in here, and then we're gonna be able to put it back on the vehicle. So now you can see we got the snap ring in. Make sure it's fully seated. This is very important. And now we're ready to put it back on our CRV. Now we have the ball joint in with the snap ring. We're gonna put it back into the CRV. Pop the tie rod back in, and the upper controller, and then your axle nut. For the axle nut, since we're reusing the old one, I'm just going to torque it to where the middle of this indentation matches up with this little indentation here. If you're using a new axle nut, you're going to be torquing it to 181 foot-pounds. Right about there. I'm just gonna go ahead and put all the nuts on the ball joints. Alright. So I'm gonna torque the top to about 32 foot-pounds. This one to about 32 foot-pounds, and the lower one to 42 foot-pounds. And next we're going to do the ABS sensor. These use the 2 longer screws. These have a washer built into them. The ones that have the washer built in goes on the brake side. Then the 2 10s for the bracket that go onto the steering knuckle. Next we'll just put the rotor back on. Caliper bracket. Brake pads. And the caliper. And then we're going to put the 2 10s back into the bracket, into the steering knuckle. That's it. So this job, it took us about 2.5 hours for that one side. It cost us about $35 per side for each ball joint. I would strongly suggest checking the ball joint on your 90s to 2000 Honda. I hope this video helped, and if it did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next repair.
Now what?
Scratch that.
Oh no, not fit.
So now I have it to where the lug nuts aren't touching the ground, and I have somewhat of a, what is the word I'm looking for? And I put a little bit of a spacer of sort. I don't know what to say. Delete that video, I'm so sorry for wasting a minute of you. Sorry, that doesn't sound right. Checking the ball joint on you. Dude, come on!
Alright, let's get this ball joint rolling.